Welcome once again to Gene Ho. And Gene, um, well, we got away with it at Mount Rushmore. We got away with it in Mexico for the England-Mexico match. We got away with it everywhere, but the lightning came and got you, didn't it?
I couldn't. Well, I've been looking forward to this weekend for a long time because it's July 4th weekend. Everything was perfect. There was a storm. Uh, Lightning knocked down a tree right down the road from my house. No electricity for 24 hours.
Oh,
So,
yeah, well, listen, that's serious without any aircon.
well, listen, it reminded me how lucky we are, and we've gotten spoiled with the electricity and the air condition. So it was brutal, but it wasn't like it was more of a I feel thankful for today. So it's all good.
There you go, you're online again. Well, Donald Trump's online and offline. He's got a slim Senate majority, but he keeps coming across opposition. But I think he does it on purpose. What's going on?
Well, of course, we have a big midterm election traditionally in the midterms, which midterms mean there's no presidential election. So you have the House and the Senate up for grabs. And in the past, whoever is controlling the presidency, I won't say usually, but almost always loses. It happened to Obama. It happened. One of the houses fell when Trump was around as well. It's critical that he keeps both houses. One's not even acceptable because then there's in America, all of the committees change over. So the chairmans all become Democrat or Republican, depending on who controls it. So this is critical. And Trump's had some pushback from some of the Senate, but I think he's gotten past it. Donald Trump even mentioned John Thune in the Mount Rushmore speech. And that's John Thune, the Senate leader. That's his home state. So it looks like it was mended. The bridges and the fence, everything's mended.
It's definitely a love-hate relationship, isn't it?
Yes, the Senate's a little different. They like to be tough guys. Some in the House they like to play the little games and every once in a while, but the Senate they do play tough guy, and it's natural. They all do it. They are very very powerful. There's only in the control. There's only like 51 of them on each side, so they like to play tough. And but Donald Trump knows how to play that game too.
Yeah, they make a lot of noise. Mentioning Mount Rushmore, a great weekend, the 250th, and he gave the speech that could be very significant, couldn't it? It was very upbeat.
Yeah, yes. We were celebrating here at George Magazine when we first started the reboot. We created a shirt, or we had a shirt that said "The best is yet to come," and on the T-shirt it was Mount Rushmore with Donald Trump added, digitally in the graphics added with fireworks. So we were thrilled when Donald Trump gave the speech for the 250th anniversary that indeed he did say the best is yet to come, and it just matched our T-shirt from 4 years ago. So we're thrilled about it.
The keynote there, of course, was American exceptionalism. I like that because every nation is unique, but especially the states.
Yeah, right now with this, America is really the rank and file Americans, the ones that really do a lot of the work or have jobs and go out. And maybe they might not seem like they're always the most political in the world, but the feel in America is good right now. Gas prices are down. I don't know what the psychology of really really high gas prices are, but they're starting to drop and it's starting to be more manageable. So people are feeling better.
Yeah, it is important, of course, where if you drive down any street, you'll see a gas station and it's right in front of you, the state of the economy on the prices. So it's very immediate, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. We got to study the psychology of it, but it affects me as well. I mean, when the prices are high, you switch your whole lifestyle around. For example, you just don't fill up the tank. At least that's not what I do. I just like, okay, let's just get by. We'll throw in $25 and your tank is always near empty. But that's what Americans do. But when you see the gas prices go down, at least mine's on the extreme side. For me, in dollars, it's about $3, a little bit over $3, which is it's definitely acceptable compared to what it was. So Americans do feel better.
Absolutely. You don't know how lucky you are. We mentioned that last week with your prices. There's so much tax raising in Europe, especially in the UK. A fraction of it goes to the petrol companies, but there you go. That's what happens. The other thing I like about what's happened in the States, and it's been coming on for a while, and yet it's patently obvious in the United Kingdom as well, but nothing seems to resonate with the people, and that is the communist menace in our land. And, you know, it's the difference between the patriots and the Marxists. This is a real battle. We don't seem to or don't want to recognize it in Europe, but you're addressing the thing.
Yeah, Donald Trump in his speech mentioned that, and so it's being put to the forefront. As we mentioned before, in New York, some of these elections in New York went very socialist, and so people are being reminded, especially in this year for the 250th birthday, people are being reminded of what we have here. And I hate to even tie it in with that, but it's just like my weekend without electricity. I mean, we take a lot of things for granted, and then if it's pulled away from you for a little bit, you know, it wasn't the most comfortable thing, but now you get it back and you just wake up in the morning. Hey, at least I could get a hot shower if I wanted to and stay cool.
That's it. One thing that disappointed me, and I heard the whole speech, was Mandani, Mayor of New York, and I thought that was awful. And we've got a similar thing in UK with the left wingers and with anti-patriotism, basically. I mean, how did he get in there in the first place? Who voted for him?
You know, you have people in there that make promises, and even we know once he gets in, he can't keep some of those promises. And it's not, I hate to say, it's not just his fault. It's New York. New York has a little trouble with balancing the budget there. I mean, it's just not run over the years has not been run like Giuliani did a really good job running it back when. But you know, politicians make promises, and then so be it. They get into office, and then they have to backtrack on some of them. So this is what I hate to say it like this, but because of that happened, it did put a wake up call for the rest of America. Listen, we do not want that type of government here. And Donald Trump is making a much softer Republican Party. It's not so hardlined anymore. He works with the unions. He does talk about certain things. This is Donald Trump. That's not traditionally strong-arm Republican. But we'll see what happens. But I think ultimately this is, with Mondami, it's a good litmus test for the rest of America to see what happens next.
Yeah, it amazes me really from both points of view, in that after having Boris Johnson make a great performance in London and got things going, and then you get Sadiq Khan, a real live Muslim, and in the extreme. And the same thing's happened in New York with Giuliani. And then there comes Mandani. Why this polarization?
Well, one of the things we've been doing at George Magazine is because it's the 250th, we went back and studied some of the history and brought it out. Really, the Christian roots, I should say, of America. And, you know, we do have freedom of religion here in the United States. And so people can have other religions. But at the same time, the founding of it was based a lot on these Christian principles. And then we, or many Americans, like I said, I hate to even use the word rank and file, but the rank and file that might not be the most political online, but the ones that go and vote, they don't really want this type of government. They want a much more conservative, maybe not ultra conservative, but more definitely right leaning.
Yeah, there's always the macro indicators thinking of the midterms here. There's still core inflation and fairly high interest rates, and nothing seems to be happening there in going south, decreasing. It's still very high, isn't it?
Yeah, when it comes to a lot of the things going on in America, we at George Magazine have said before, just wait until the time period between the 4th of July, when there is a little momentum going forward till the midterms. All of these things that Donald Trump has promised, or most of them, have to be taken care of before the midterms. He cannot afford to lose the midterms. Quite frankly, not even one seat. So we'll see what happens with that.
Another comparison, both sides of the pond, is the MAGA movement. It's very split at the moment, isn't it? And like the right wing in conservatives in the UK, they're destroying themselves.
Right. Some on us, some here on the right think it was orchestrated from the beginning. The best way to infiltrate it is have people come in and say that they are fully MAGA, and then last minute when they need it to pull away. But this is the battle going on right now. It's the midterm election. So we'll see. And then it's a telltale sign when people go out there and claim that they are MAGA, but then suddenly last minute, quite frankly, before the midterms, they suddenly have a different tune.
Is Iran having any effect, Gene?
I don't think so, not at this moment. I hate to be like we're in the cheap seats here, but a lot of the sentiment is, well, number one, we're not actively in war with them right now. And number two, the gas prices. I hate to be like we're so simple in America, but that's where the main thought comes from.
Right. People like Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, grifters they're now called. Deep state operatives, is it that bad?
I don't think so much for Joe Rogan. I think what with Joe Rogan, I think he's his own mind. I think what he does, Joe Rogan, is he just, I won't say it like this, but goes with the wind. Sometimes he's for Trump, sometimes he's for not. And ultimately speaking, I don't think he is any of the problem with what's going on in America. It's mostly it's people that claim to be on Trump's side, but secretly are undermining his agenda. That's the real problem. And I don't think Joe Rogan was ever like that.
No, I mean, people are still disappointed in the Epstein files, the attempt to hide things, the tariff defeat, let's call it, in that he's not been able to go ahead with everything he wanted to. This is all a barometer of what's going on.
I think that's something very easy to look and point to, but at the same time, Kash Patel is doing an amazing job. Kash Patel is locking up so many child sex traffickers and rescuing them. He's doing a great job. And so with what all this going on is something easy to point to say, oh, look, Trump didn't fully do this. And I believe that's what they're using as a narrative to try to get Trump. But really, Kash Patel, who's in the FBI director, is doing an amazing job.
Will you send him over to Britain, please? We've got plenty of terrible things happening, of course, with child molestation, with lots of things that have been going on for 30 years. And any government of any colour doesn't make any difference. There's implications there for everybody, but especially the left. So we send him over, we'll have him, he can sort us out. Finally, we've got to mention that the Trump will come to an end. He can't have a third term. And there's allegations of jockeying for position. And therefore, it's going to be a rough ride the rest of his term.
Well, we'll see. The heir apparent to this is possibly J.D. Vance. So we'll see it. A lot of us love Marco Rubio. We love Vance too. But Marco Rubio, he has a good attitude towards this. He says, at least at this point, that if Vance runs, he will support Vance. He will not run against him.
Lastly, we'll talk about soccer. And you realise, Gene, that we're going to get our own back after 250 years when we play you in the final.
I hope. Hey, America is just enjoying this ride with us, and so I will. Besides the United States, I will cheer for your team. So it's
There you
good.
go. That's great. Thanks, Gene. We'll see you very shortly.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.